Alex, after a terrific year last year, how does it feel to be making your main draw debut in Melbourne?
It feels great. I'm super excited. Coming in as a main draw player gives a different vibe, especially with the struggles I've had in the past coming here. So super excited and coming in full force.
Aryna Sabalenka sits at world number 1. She owns 4 Grand Slam titles and came in as the reigning Miami Open champion. By every official standard the sport uses to define greatness, she stands at the very top. And yet, a 20-year-old ranked 29th in the world somehow pulled in nearly 20 times more press conference views than her. When those numbers dropped, they instantly grabbed attention everywhere. Drop your thoughts below. Do you believe Gauff-Eala's popularity has already overtaken Aryna Sabalenka's when it comes to global fan engagement? Or is the ranking gap still too wide to support that claim? Let us know exactly where you stand. Now let's focus on the stat that sparked this entire debate, because it speaks loudly on its own. At the 2026 Australian Open, Gauff-Eala's pre-tournament press conference reached 196,000 views. Aryna Sabalenka's pre-tournament press conference at that same event drew around 9,000 views. Same tournament, same setup, same purpose. A player answering questions ahead of competition. One is the world number 1, the defending champion, and one of the most accomplished active players in women's tennis. The other is ranked 29th and had not yet secured a WTA title. The player ranked 29th pulled in 20 times more views, and that is not some small statistical fluke. It is not an algorithm glitch or a technical excuse that can be brushed aside. It is a clear and direct signal of how many people actively chose to watch content featuring these 2 players before a single point was played at one of the sport's biggest stages. And that massive gap tells a deeper story about where real attention in women's tennis is focused compared to what the rankings suggest. Aryna Sabalenka has done everything expected to capture mainstream interest. She has claimed 4 Grand Slam titles, reached world number 1, and lifted the Miami Open trophy. For years, she has been a defining force at the very top of the women's game. Her style is powerful and built for highlight reels. A forehand that drives opponents far behind the baseline. A serve that has been transformed into one of the most dangerous weapons in tennis, and a backhand cross-court winner. She fired 29 times in this year's Indian Wells final. By every traditional measure of stardom, Sabalenka should be the player casual fans search for. She should be the press conference people line up online to watch. She should be leading the conversation in viewership. Yet, instead, that spotlight has been taken over by someone who casually reached out to Coco Gauff in her DMs to set up a doubles partnership.
Just because you're able to reminisce being in this place again. Last year, obviously, this venue brought a lot of emotions for me, so I'm really happy to be back.
Last I saw you was your 4th round exit in Indian Wells. You told us that you probably feel better the next day. How has it been? You look back at that first run, right, in Indian Wells. What was it like for you? You now put everything in perspective. How was that for you?
Of course, super happy about it. Still a very positive week for me. I had amazing matches and super good takeaways. So look back on it positively for sure.
You noticed this morning, came out on Instagram, the time you made it. You went back to the Miami Heat. You watched the game. Did you see you saw Coach Po's again?
Yes.
What was that reunion like 3 years later?
It was so cool. Coach Po watched one of my matches last year. Yeah. So I haven't seen him since then, but it's always so nice to reconnect with him. He's obviously such an amazing person and very accomplished and very humble. So good role model for us Filipinos. Yeah.
So since we have a little bit of time, we wanted to make this a little fun. This is we like to call it your Miami-versary.
Miami-versary. Thank you.
We have a little gift for you.
Oh, salamat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let's open up. It was inside there. You can see it. Baliktad.
Baliktad.
There you go. And if you could just grab them one by one.
Okay.
And Tell me your first thoughts of that
How
moment.
cute.
These are
Okay.
different moments of the past year.
Ay,
From the top. These are
I'm
from the top.
cute. Okay.
Can you show us what that is? What is that? Tell us-
So this is when I won my first WTA 125 trophy in Guadalajara with the sombrero. Very, very big highlight of last year. Okay.
This one?
Ooh, I love this one. This was in Rome when I played doubles with the one, the only Coco Gauff. An amazing experience for me. Super fun.
How did
And
that happen? People, we weren't sure.
she's just vibes. I shot my shot. I just DM'd her on Insta. Yes, DM.
Okay.
You go for it, guys.
Oh my God.
And you see, sometimes it works out. So yeah.
Oh my.
Let's break down that Gauff connection because it helps explain why Gauff-Eala holds a very different cultural position in the sport compared to Aryna Sabalenka, and why that gap is creating the kind of conversation former players keep bringing up on podcasts. When Eala decided she wanted to compete in doubles at the 2025 Italian Open in Rome, she did not wait for formal introductions or go through official channels. Instead, she identified Coco Gauff, the world number 3, a 2-time Grand Slam champion, and one of the most recognizable athletes in the game, and simply sent her a direct message. The idea was straightforward. Let's team up in Rome. Gauff agreed. What followed was a partnership that clicked naturally on the court because their styles balanced each other out. Gauff even admitted she felt uncomfortable at the net at times, comparing herself to a deer on ice, while Eala stepped in to cover that space. Hearing a 2-time Grand Slam champion openly say her younger partner was the one supporting her is not a small detail. Gauff went even further by calling Eala the MVP of their doubles matches together. Again, coming from someone with Coco Gauff's resume, that praise carries real weight, but the more important layer of the Gauff and Gauff-Eala connection is not just their double success, it is the friendship behind it. Eala described Gauff in an ABS-CBN News interview before Miami as a role model and an incredible person, highlighting the mutual respect and genuine bond they share beyond competition. Gauff, on her side, has openly credited Eala for bringing a new audience into tennis, recognizing that her rise is reshaping who watches the sport and expanding its reach. This is a relationship between two players on very different levels in the rankings, yet they clearly view each other as equals in what they represent for the game. It is a connection that shows up publicly, in interviews, on social media, and in the way they speak about each other when the spotlight is on. Now compare that to Eala's dynamic with Aryna Sabalenka, which shows no visible signs of warmth or personal connection. They have not teamed up, they have not been seen together casually, and there are no interviews where either has spoken about the other in a personal or supportive way. Their link, if anything, exists only within competition as players who share draws and could eventually meet on court. That contrast, one side open and supportive with Gauff and the other distant and purely competitive with Sabalenka, reflects the broader conversation around popularity in a way that feels far from random. Gauff has fully embraced Eala's rise, recognizing her impact and celebrating the new fans she brings instead of viewing that attention as a threat to her own spotlight. That kind of generosity from one of the sport's biggest names has strengthened Gauff-Eala's standing within the tennis community and helped shape the positive energy surrounding her rise. Aryna Sabalenka, on the other hand, has responded in a far quieter way, not negative or critical, but noticeably reserved. Yet that lack of visible excitement from the world number 1 creates its own contrast. When Sam Querrey brought up the idea on the Nothing Major podcast that players might feel some level of jealousy toward Eala because of her massive crowd appeal despite a lower ranking, the conversation that followed made it clear the situation is at least uncomfortable for the established order. John Isner disagreed with labeling it as jealousy, but the fact that the topic even came up shows when Sam Querrey followed up by asking if she was bigger than Aryna Sabalenka, Johnson gave the same answer again. He went on to describe the atmosphere at her matches as intense and packed, the kind of standing room only energy rarely seen for a player ranked outside the top 30. Tournament organizers have already started adjusting to this reality in ways that rankings alone would never dictate. James Blake, now the Miami Open tournament director, confirmed that Eala will be placed on center court throughout the 2026 event, explaining that the international demand to watch her is so strong that her matches feel like home games. He made it clear she cannot be scheduled on smaller courts because the crowds would simply overwhelm them. That is a tournament director making decisions based on fan demand rather than ranking position, in a sport where the biggest stages have traditionally been reserved strictly for the highest-ranked players and title holders. Making that kind of adjustment for someone seated outside the top 30 is highly unusual. It reflects what the viewership numbers have already made obvious, that the audience for Eala's matches does not align with her ranking.